There are fewer Democrats in the Missouri legislature than at any time in history. How is that going to impact reaching across the aisle? Well, a woman with lots of experience is here to tell us how it impacts her job. And this is Missouri State Representative Bonnaye Mims. I'm Jill Jensen, and we're coming to you from the World War I Museum, and welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
Bonnaye, tell me, as a Democrat, how do you think it's going to impact your ability to work across the aisle when there's so few of you?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't seem to have a problem working across the aisle because a lot of my colleagues and that I serve with on a lot of committees, which is appropriations for health, mental health, and social services. I serve on corrections, economic development, and higher education. And in order to get what it is you need to get done, you're going to have to work together. And I believe in doing that, so you have to build those relationships. And I believe that if you let people know what you stand for, what you can and cannot do, and it's workable. So I will say I will continue to do what I've always done, work across the aisle.
Well, let's talk about the priorities that are your personal priorities. What are you going to work on
or
continue to work on?
One of them that I'm going to continue to work on, which was a line item that was vetoed, and that's a crisis unit for Jackson County, Cass, Clay, and Platte. And that's for veterans, homeless, and people with mental health issues. And we need that desperately, and we came pretty close to it because the chair, which was Sue Allen, and Representative Allen, she defended in the House, in the Senate, and came back, and it passed. And then it was vetoed because it was the first time to put that out there. But it was a $6.7 million project to be done, and so that's one I'm going to go back and work on. And the other one I'm going to work on is for my college students that pay their deposits, and then if somebody reneges on it, they don't get their money back. Well, these are college students. And I also want to work on the different things for security and safety for them at school, because there are a lot of things that happen that we don't hear about or you don't get on the news, which some of it you can say that, but I want to make sure they're comfortable, safe, and they have security. So those are two of my major things that I want to work on.
And you have a little bit of experience when it comes to education issues.
Oh, yes, I do. And I tell you, so I'm continuing to work on my education pieces too, and I'm pleased to see that. So I've looked at the Kansas City School District, which I have a south end of it, and it's working very hard. I have Hickman Mills, which you know I've been there for 15 years on that board. And they're working hard and coming up, and they just got an award themselves. So I'm really proud of them. I have a little bit of Raytown and a little bit of Center. So yes, I take it very serious when it comes to all our babies. So when I say I have 7,500 babies, I have them. So yes, I'm very pleased.
I believe you. I also know that Missouri has had, a tough row when it comes to the budget over the last few years. How is Amendment 10 going to impact how money is being spent in the legislature and balancing the budget? Are you concerned about that at all?
I'm very much concerned about it because I have to admit I was a no vote for that. You know, there's a lot of things that the governor does, and a lot of people tend to feel like it's this lack of communication. You know, when you go out and share everything with everybody, it leaves you nothing to, have where you have to be consistent with. He has to balance a budget. He has to know where it is. And then he has where the funding, when the funding comes in, when you do the fiscal year. So there's a lot of times you don't have it. Well, it's going to impact. Well, how is the legislator going to dictate what the governor is supposed to do? Or why do we have a governor if, you tie his hands and not allow him to do his job? It's just simple as that,
Well, and it's a constitution that we have a balanced budget.
It's very much, and I'm sure that's going to go to court. And it should go to court. Now that's just me saying that, but yes, it should, because that's his job, And I say to people, you may not like the party, but you respect the position and the person in the position. Right. And you're not going to agree on everything, but that's where you do it.
All right. As always, it is so fun to talk with you. I'm
well,
so glad that we have this chance.
Anytime.
All right. That's all the time we have.